On Saturday morning, tough guy Donald Trump took to Twitter to let us know that he and his Secret Service agents had thoroughly handled all of the protesters who showed up at the White House on Friday evening. He wanted us to know that had they gotten out of line, had they been a little bit more rowdy, they would have unleashed the most vicious dogs and the most ominous weapons against these individuals who showed up at the White House to basically let Donald Trump know that they do not approve of him, the job he is doing, or in general, what's happening across the country. But tough guy Trump handled it. And in his tweets, he said the following. He said, "They let the protesters scream and rant as much as they wanted, but whenever someone got too frisky or out of line, they would quickly come down on them hard. Didn't know what hit them. The front line was replaced with fresh agents like magic. Big crowd, professionally organized, but nobody came close to breaching the fence. If they had, they would have been greeted with the most vicious dogs and most ominous weapons I have ever seen." During this time, not when he was sending out the tweets, but when this was happening, Donald Trump was in hiding. He was taken into the special little safety bunker underneath the White House because things were terrifying. Is what they called a code red, right? The threat level had gone to red. So they had to get Donald Trump out of there. He had to go hide in the bunker for roughly an hour because they were terrified of what was going to happen to him. Because they weren't sure if the Secret Service was going to be able to handle that. Not that anybody was trying to do it, but mostly because they were overreacting because they're cowards. That's what happened here, folks. And if you don't believe me, if you think this is, well, that's just protocol, right? They take the president no matter who it is down there. This isn't a Trump thing. Okay, really? Then why for the last 2 nights have they shut off all the lights outside the White House? The White House went dark. You know, they're essentially trying to pretend that nobody's home. I mean, those lights outside the White House that illuminate it for the world to see at all times. A beacon for this country to be there, to be seen. And they just turned them off. Well, nobody's home. You don't need to come protest. No, I'm not here. I'm hiding down in my little bunker, but I'm going to send out super mean, awesome tweets because I'm a total badass, right? If you think that Donald Trump is in any way some kind of masculine badass, then I suggest you go get your head examined. There is nothing about that man that screams masculine alpha male, right? Not that that even matters. The problem is he pretends that he is. Yeah, I don't care if you're whatever. But when you pretend to be something you're not, that's when it's a problem. And that's what this guy is doing. He's sitting there in the White House, protected by God knows how many Secret Service agents, acting like he's the best and baddest and he's going to go out there and personally sucker punch every protester out there. The man couldn't throw a punch to save his life. But his followers, his supporters, seem to think that he is the epitome of maleness. No, he is the epitome of cowardice, and he proved it for 3 straight days starting on Friday. The second protesters showed up, the second things got a little bit dicey, he ran and hid like a little baby.